What's up guys, it's David, aka DtAthlete on Instagram. I'm going to answer a question that I got on Instagram yesterday. The question was, it's kind of long, I'll put it up here. Examples of foods that hard gainers, ectomorphs should eat to help with hitting their calorie count and macronutrients. Nutritious foods that have high protein / carbs for an ectomorph diet that won't break the bank / inexpensive. So he wants to know what ectomorphs can eat that's really cheap and that's pretty much high in calories. Thanks for the question, JCJ224. I gotta clarify a few things before I get into that question. First of all, some of you guys will ask, what is an ectomorph? Well, I brought out the handy dandy whiteboard. So, are you an ectomorph? Ectomorphs are usually guys that are very skinny. Some of you guys might be skinny and chubby, which is scubby right there. Usually it's hard for them to gain weight, to put on size. They think they can eat a lot of food and not gain size. Another characteristic of an ectomorph would be someone that is usually not very strong. Not all ectomorphs are weak, but usually most of them are pretty on the less strong side. One more characteristic of an ectomorph would be someone who is kind of like me. Tall, skinny, little tiny joints. Yeah, pretty much those tall and skinny guys is another characteristic. Right, so typically I'm not a big believer in the somatic body types such as the ectomorph, the tall skinny guy that's hard to gain weight, the mesomorph, which is a type of body that can easily gain weight / muscle and easily lose weight, fat. And endomorphs, which are the big fat guys who look at cake and gain weight, people it's hard to lose weight. I'm not a big believer in those, but something that I recommend to not only ectomorphs but all somatic body types would be these foods right here. So typical proteins that I recommend would be leaner meats, but for you ectomorphs, you guys need to get a lot of calories in. So you guys would be more down here with the beef and fish, because it has a little more fats, which is going to up your calories. So the proteins would be chicken, turkey, beef, fish. The fats would be nuts, oils, avocados, and my favorite, peanut butter. When I was trying to build size, I ate a lot of peanut butter sandwiches in high school, and that's what helped me keep my size playing football. Not saying I was very big, but the size that I had, it had a lot of calories, it's very cheap, and it's easy to make. You can make that in a minute, probably less than a minute. So peanut butter is a good source of calories and fats, carbs, proteins, all that. And I usually wash that down with milk. So that's a lot of calories making that peanut butter sandwich. So you got the protein, you got the bread, the peanut butter, and the milk, high in fat, which is high in calories, but I'm a big believer in counting macros, so you want to eat according to your macros, and that's going to be based off of your specific size, your height, your gender, your activity level, all of that has to come into play. Typical carbs I recommend would be rice, beans, potatoes, and oats. Never restrict yourself from foods other than these. These are just like basic foods that I would recommend, something to start off with and to help you out. Alright guys, so I'm not a big believer on eating for your somatic body types versus your individual goals, and each person is going to be different. Even if you are ectomorph, you still might be a little different than other people. So I'm a bigger believer in like counting macros and being consistent and trying to progress with what you have, not what other people have, or not some kind of general broad concept of nutrition based off those somatic body types. So here's my sample of what I would give a ectomorph. This is very broad, it's not specific, but somewhat specific, we'll see. Here it is. The whiteboard. Just scoot up a little bit so you can see it. Alright, so this is a sample nutrition plan for an ectomorph. So this will be an example for someone who is a male, about 5'6", 110 pounds. They train 3 times per week, roughly about 60 to 70 minutes per session. Their lifestyles are moderately active, meaning they don't sit down on the couch all day. They probably go to school, they walk around, walk to each classes, They might play with their friends, like a basketball game or something. They're moderately active, excluding their training. So I'm a bigger believer in macros. This right here. I can explain how I got these numbers, but that'll be a long video. So I'll just stick to using these numbers that I got based off of this information here. So the macros that I'll start this person off with would be 110 grams of protein, because they're about 110 pounds. So I like going based off lean body mass, but since this person's trying to get bigger, they need a little bit more protein. So fat, 60 grams, carbs, 350 grams. That's a total of about 2,400 calories right here. And this is what I would start them off with and adjust based off how they're progressing. If they're losing weight, then gotta bump it up. If they're gaining weight too fast, I would lower it. The weight gain per week, I would recommend between a pound to 2 pounds per week is what I would recommend, depending on the person. So a sample meal plan would be meal 1, they would have some oats, fruits, and eggs. I didn't put the exact measurements of each because I do offer online coaching. There's a self-plug-in right there. Shameless plug. I do offer online coaching. I get more into detail in these if you guys are interested. Okay, I'm done with that. So, meal 1, oats, fruits, eggs. You get your carbs right here, and you get your protein. You're also going to get fats from the eggs too. Meal number 2, my favorite, peanut butter jelly sandwich. You get your carbs, protein, fats right there. Meal 3, chicken, rice, avocado, veggies. Meal number 4, since I practice flexible dieting and I'm a believer in keeping things that you enjoy within your diet, just not in absurd amounts, because I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah. So meal 4, milk and cookies, because you can. Ectomorphs need a lot of calories, and you guys can get away with eating stuff like that, especially if you're trying to get bigger. Meal number 5 will be fish, potatoes, and veggies. I would suggest a fattier fish for that one, like salmon, because it has more calories for you ectomorphs. You guys need a lot of calories. Potatoes, good sorts of carbs, and of course veggies. Veggies, I would stick to stuff like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, any veggies would be fine, but as long as you count those. I personally don't count veggies in my macros because I'm not dieting for a show or anything, so I'm not very specific, but if I was, I probably would count them because every calorie counts. So that's the sample nutrition plan for Ectomorph. That's about it. So if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you like the information that you heard, give it a thumbs up, please. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment below on what you guys want to see next. Peace.